Hey there, and welcome. In this quick guide, we're going to get you up and running with the Nicolet Viking Quest. I'm talking from taking it right out of the box to running your very first test, and we're going to do it all in just a few minutes. So let's jump right in. So the whole point here is to give you a super clear, really efficient walkthrough of that initial workflow. By the time we're done, you are going to feel confident connecting the hardware, firing up the software, and running a basic study. No problem.
So what is this thing exactly? Well, the Viking Quest is a pretty powerful tool, and it's designed for qualified healthcare providers to measure all that electrical activity from the nervous and muscular systems. It's really the key to performing nerve conduction studies, EMGs, and evoked potentials, all to help diagnose neuromuscular conditions.
Okay, let's get our hands dirty with step one, hardware connections. Getting all the physical pieces plugged in correctly is the foundation for everything else we're going to do.
Here, we're looking at the back of the base unit. This is pretty much your main connection hub. Now, I know it might look a little intimidating with all those ports, but don't worry, we're going to focus only on the essential ones to get you started.
All right, let's break this down. It's actually really simple. The USB cable, that's what links the base unit to your computer. That goes into port O. Your stimulator probe, the S403, plugs right into port Q. If you've got a foot switch, that connects to port J. And finally, of course, the main power cord. That is literally it for the base unit.
Okay, so moving on from the base unit, let's talk about the amplifier. This little box is the crucial piece of hardware that actually gets the signals directly from the patient through the electrodes. And this right here, this is absolutely critical, getting the electrode connections right. The color code is standard, and it's vital if you want a clean signal. So just remember, green is always your patient ground, black is the active electrode, and red is your reference. Getting this right is totally fundamental to getting good, accurate data. All right, with all the hardware connected, we are ready for step 2, the power-up sequence and launching the software. Now, the order here really matters. You absolutely, positively have to turn on the base unit first. This is so the computer can actually see it and recognize it when it boots up. So, base unit on, then power up your computer. Once you're on the desktop, just double-click that Viking or Synergy icon and log in with the username Nicolet. And hey, no password needed by default. Easy. Okay, the hardware's on, the software is launched. You are now officially ready to start working. So let's dive into the software workflow, shall we? Right. Before you can grab any data, the system needs to know who the test is for. So your very first move inside the software is always going to be creating a new patient file. And it's incredibly fast. You can either hit the F1 key on your keyboard or just click that New Patient button. The system only makes you fill in the 3 fields that are highlighted in yellow: patient ID, first name, and last name. As soon as you fill those in and click OK, boom, you're on the test selection screen.
And now we're at the main event, actually picking and performing a nerve conduction study. We're just going to use a motor NCS as our example here. So from the test selection screen, the whole process is really intuitive. First, you'll click the NCS icon for nerve conduction studies. Then you pick the side you're testing, left or right. From there, you just select the nerve you want, say the median nerve from the list. And finally, just double-click on MNC for motor nerve conduction. And you're in. This brings you right here to the main Synergy test screen. Let's get our bearings a little. On the left side, that's your live trace display. The right side is where the results table fills up in real time. And down at the bottom, you've got all your test controls. Think of it as your command center for the whole study. And controlling the test is just as simple. To deliver a stimulus, you just press the button on the stimulator probe. To adjust how strong it is, you can use the dial on that same probe or on the base unit console. And once you've captured a nice-looking trace, you just press the trace down button to move to the next stimulation site. See? Simple.
So you've successfully grabbed all your data. Awesome. Now let's just quickly cover how to properly exit the test, save all your hard work, and get a report.
Okay, when your study's all done, just click Exit Test. That'll take you back to the main menu. From there, you can click the report icon to generate that clinical report. And here's the final really important step. To close a session and make sure everything is saved securely, all you have to do is click either New Patient or Patients. That's the trigger to save everything. And just like that, you've actually done it. You've gone from plugging in a few cables all the way to generating a clinical report. That's the entire basic workflow, and you now have the keys to operate this system. Pretty cool, huh?